Paranormal activity caught on video tends to be cause for debate, and today we have footage out of Russia that is sure to astound and terrify. Ranging from ghosts to aliens and more, we've got it all. A man aboard a Russian S-7 Airlines flight was escorted off the plane after allegedly freaking out when he spotted ghosts of Wagner Group mercenaries aboard, according to local reports. The man, identified only as Vitaly, 39, by Russian outlet Baza and Mash, was seen in a viral video last year screaming on a plane set to depart the St. Petersburg-bound flight from Novosibirsk. The outlet translated the man saying, he said, "Stop the takeoff, do it fast, stop the takeoff quickly, do it fast, I can see." He kept repeating that. Anton Gerashenko, advisor to the Minister of Internal Affairs of Ukraine, shared the video on Twitter, noting that the passenger begged the flight crew to not take off because he saw 3 ghosts who were watching him. The video has been seen over 1 million times, and if you didn't know who the Wagner mercenaries were, don't worry, we got you. They were part of Russia's private military force that was put on pause following its failed mutiny last June. Although mercenary forces are technically illegal in Russia, Wagner registered as a private military company in 2022. Wagner's first field commander was Dmitry Yutkin, a former Russian Special Forces officer, and the group was named after his radio call sign. Most Wagner mercenaries initially came from Russia's Special Forces and other elite units, and in its early days, the group was thought to be about 5,000 people. In January of 2023, the US designated Wagner a transnational criminal organization, and that was the beginning of the end. But back to the ghosts we go. So the crew couldn't get this guy to calm down no matter what they did. In the end, the man was taken away by police and taken to a psychiatric hospital. They noted that the man appeared composed during check-in and boarding procedures when he was accompanied by his mother, but suddenly jumped out of his seat during taxiing. His outburst caused the flight to be delayed for 2 hours. And if this sounds familiar, you might be thinking about Tiffany Gomez's viral freakout aboard an American Airlines flight, which also happened last year, suspiciously enough, where she was filmed yelling about a not real passenger. The bizarre meltdown featured her yelling, "I don't give 2 Fs, but I'm telling you right now, that mother effer back there is not real." She has since claimed the rant was sparked by an argument she was having over wireless headphones. But this whole thing is gonna live on in meme culture forever, sadly. A viral video showing a bizarre traffic incident in which a ghost car reportedly appeared out of nowhere in the middle of a busy intersection in Russia, causing a bump, has left a lot of folks stunned. The car nearly causes an accident as it suddenly appears in front of traffic, turning left at traffic lights on a main road. The dashcam footage was taken from a vehicle behind the BMW, which, once again, nearly crashes into the black car. The incident was filmed, thankfully, due to this dashboard camera, and the car was entering the intersection when the ghost car appeared. This video prompted a lot of folks to try and explain where the mysterious car could have been, how it didn't appear earlier in the video. Edited versions that slowed the footage down in an attempt to pinpoint the exact moment the car suddenly appears haven't really helped. Folks from across the world have attempted to explain, how does this car appear in front of the BMW? Well, according to the Daily Mail, some folks think the mysterious car was hidden by another vehicle until its appearance at the last minute, while others think maybe it was a visual trick. Maybe the entire video was a fake. So this ghost car clip, published on April 16th of 2014, has been getting millions of views, and we still don't have answers. Back in 2011, a new UFO crash video made the rounds, titled "Dead Alien Found in UFO Hotspot in Russia," and it showed 2 Russian men finding what appears to be a dead extraterrestrial alien near a tree stump in a snowy field in Irkutsk, Siberia. Edge read. In the video, the alien looks to be about 2 or 3 feet tall, with a large head and long, thin limbs. This video's gotten over 1 million hits, with a lot of folks being like, is this the real thing? Could it be real? So there was one comment on the YouTube video, which was uploaded about a week before it went viral, stating that your government is lying to you about UFO and alien visitation. By the way, this was uploaded by All News Web, which calls itself the world's only intergalactic news service. And the video's description says, yep, it shows a dead alien found in Russia's Republic Buryatia, at a site not far from an alleged UFO event 1 month prior in Siberia, which I couldn't find any news stories on. Very suspicious. The fuzzy film, apparently taken as 2 Russian-speaking men walk across a snowy countryside, features a close-up of what appears to be the shriveled-up body of a tiny extraterrestrial being. Like a lot of aliens of pop culture, the dead creature in the YouTube video has an enlarged gray head and huge dark eyes, so a gray-type alien. In the video they said, "We found him over there. We found him around 2 hours ago. It must have been lying here for days." Very interesting. I wonder if any testing's been done. Ever wish you could teleport? Well, maybe that ability is easier to achieve than you think. A dashcam video has been released which shows proof of teleportation. Well, or so it claims. The clip shows a transport truck traveling at a crazy speed along a rural highway in Russia. The vehicle can then be seen dramatically swerving out of the path of a pedestrian standing in the middle of the road. The man, wearing a long white coat with a black hat, then continues walking and walks out of view of the camera. The video uploader wrote, "This video has been hailed as proof of teleportation. Some people think the photos depict an instance in which time travel or teleportation was caught on tape." One commenter wrote, "Looks like someone took a normal camera view from a car or a large truck that swerved for whatever reason, maybe the driver fell asleep, and carefully edited in a man walking across the road. It has been seen by some folks as proof that Russia is developing, or has developed, futuristic technology that makes sci-fi fiction a reality." The video, which is timestamped to May 5th of 2012, surfaced on YouTube in 2016, and that's when we got this whole flurry of speculation. And this final chilling footage shows what appears to be a ghostly orb flying through a former Russian gulag. The white apparition was picked up back in December of 2016 by motion sensors on CCTV cameras inside Vorkuta City Hall in western Russia. Staff checked the footage, and they were absolutely stunned by the bizarre glowing ball hovering in the corridor throughout the night and in the early hours of the morning. The orb appears from an office door, and then it hovers back and forth, even blinking and changing size during the evening. Staff at the council building, which was once home to one of Stalin's most notorious forced labor camps, said they have never seen anything like it. So the Vorkuta Gulag was established in 1932 and was one of the main Soviet-era work camps during its 30 years of operation, housing more than 50,000 inmates. And it was one of the largest camps in the system. I think it actually housed about 73,000 prisoners at its peak in 1951, containing Soviet and foreign prisoners, including prisoners of war, dissidents, political prisoners, otherwise known as enemies of the state, and common criminals who were used as forced labor in the exploitation of coal mines, coal mining works, and forestry. The camp was administered by the Joint State Political Directorate from 1932 to 1934, the NKVD from 34 to 1946, and the Ministry of Internal Affairs, so the Soviet Union, from 1946 until its closure in 1962. It was also the site of the uprising in July of 1953. So inmates from various camp detachments who were forced to work in the region's coal mines went on strike, and the uprising began at a single department and quickly spread to 5 others. Initial demands to give inmates access to a state attorney and do justice quickly changed to political demands. Strikes at nearby sites were clearly visible as the wheels of the mine headframe stopped rotating. Word was spread by trains, which had slogans painted by prisoners on the sides and whose crews spread news. The total number of inmates on strike reached about 18,000, and the inmates remained idle within the barbed wire perimeters. For a week following the initial strike, the camp administration really did nothing. They increased perimeter guards, but they didn't take any forceful action against anybody. The mines were visited by the state attorney of the USSR and other top brass from Moscow. The general spoke to the inmates who sat in the camp courtyards peacefully. However, on July 26, a mob stormed the maximum security punitive compound, releasing 77 of its inmates. The commissioner folks from Moscow remained in the area, planning their response. The inmates demanded lower production targets, wages, and they wanted to write more than 2 letters a year. Concessions were made. They were like, okay, yep, you can write those letters and you can get a visitor. And then the inmates were like, you know what, we want more. So on July 31st, the camp chief started mass arrests of those who were sabotaging, and then the inmates responded with barricades. The next day, after a lot more clashes between inmates and guards, there was direct fire ordered at the mob, resulting in the deaths of at least 53 prisoners and injuring 135, who also died later on. All of this could explain why there are still spirits haunting this area, ones that can never rest. And that's it once again, folks. I've been Alexa, your resident ookie spooky girly. See ya!